6. I got a preset. Have you got more on
just
that?
a bit more, yeah. It says verse 6, it says, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in
Continual
anger.
stroke.
Yep.
Yeah, perpetual, man.
Yep.
That means it's always ongoing. It's never going to stop. So you Jakes, as I've just been saying, man, you're protesting. It's a lose-lose situation if you do that, man, because you're not going to get no justice from this white man. Things are just going to get more and more draconian. You're going to lose more and more of your liberties and your rights, and then, you know, off with your heads, man. That's basically what they want to do.
It says
In with the chip.
You're in with the chip, yeah, off with your head.
he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth.
Yeah, that's it. Once Esau starts getting the smackdown starts getting put on Esau, everyone's gonna be joining in, man.
Yeah, everyone.
And there's one fucking meme where it's just like you see 3 guys just beating up on one guy's anime, and then like one other guy just sipping wine, then he just joins him beating the shit out of him, man. That's gonna be Israelites fucking him up. Then like you still see Moab just like sip some wine, just come, yeah, niggas, bro, everyone's gonna be dogpiling him because everyone wants that revenge, man.
That's it.
Because that's the thing, Esau to this day getting away with murder. Man is talking about all kinds of shit. Like even with the corona everyone's forgotten, that shit could have been a biological weapon utilized by America. Who would know, man? And that's kind of that's in the background. And that could be brewing further tensions between China, Russia, America, all these things popping up. And it's why is it built? Ben, it's built on Esau's sword, man, that method of rule. Like brutalizing people, destroying them. And it's unsustainable. And that's the thing that Esau don't realize. It's like this guy, because you go to Wisdom of Solomon 2, it deals with how Esau looks at the world, man. He's carnal, man. He thinks, look, you just die and nothing's there. So he's like, oh shit. So it's like, I might as well get. He wants to enjoy all pleasures. He wants to oppress all people. He saw Jake just like, yo, these men, they're moving different. It upsets him and he can't deal with it. Man wants to oppress them.
Got a preset.
Man.
Real quick, this is Isaiah 33:1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee.
That's like Obadiah, man.
That's right.
Everyone, all they that are peace with thee, have brought thee even to the border. Everyone's gonna be like, yo, because America's what is been basically fucking everyone over when it comes to these deals, especially with that World Bank, with the whole monetary system is basically just built on indebting people forever, keeping them on endless fucking debt payments, which gets to the point where it's unsustainable. A lot of these third world countries, Esau come through, ravaged the whole country, took all the resources, or he's there with like that's like with what the De Beers, them man controlling diamonds for decades, and then it's like what they were just unjustly just completely like making man work to death, working youth them in there, and then afterwards what just keeping the prices at set pace, just and dealing with man like a mob, man, like a cartel,
Rigging the market.
yeah, rigging the market for time, just for that cash money.
I got a preset. This is Jeremiah 50:23. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? No, hey, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut down, man? Right? We right now, Esau just goes around wherever he wants to go, and he just drops bombs. If he wants a piece of land, he goes there and he just takes it, man. Right? But he's gonna be cut down, and we go and look in the kingdom, and we're gonna tell our children, right? The wicked among our people coming back. Like, yeah, man, that man used to rule the world. Like him? What?
Is this the man?
Is this the man? It's the basis of men on the earth, man. Right?
Hey, that's how you know that's talking about America, man.
Yeah.
The hammer of the whole
Hammer
earth.
the whole earth.
Which military on the face of the earth has a stronger military than America?
Exactly.
That's how you know it's called the Golden City, the Great City.
Yep. Because even like the way he keeps people in subjection is with their missiles, man.
Yeah.
That's why if he's got tensions with a particular country, what will he do? He might send out the warships to near that country, patrol the waters, just to be like, yo.
It's the South China Sea, and then America's got the biggest presence. Like, does that even make sense?
Yeah.
Bullies, man.
Air superiority.
Air
as well.
superior,
Shit
that's
like
it.
that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man's making a
Airspace.
no-fly zone over your country.
Right. Yeah.
In Syria, and it's just like, oh, no-fly zone in Syria. It's like, what? It's like, but nigga, this is my nah.
Yeah.
No-fly zone.
And the worst thing about that is that's his forked tongue, right? Because people might think a no-fly zone, he just stops people from. No. A no-fly zone, he comes in, he bombs up your airports, he bombs up your air defenses. Right now, your country's fucked. If you want to redo your air travel, now you got to rebuild the entire airports. But there were people that were there that are now dead, right? But he would say, it's a no-fly zone. Won't tell you what he's doing to implement that no-fly zone.
And then it's like a matter of how you gonna get resources to the country.
Yeah.
If you actually getting supplies flyed in, niggas to eat and shit. So what the fuck? Then like, okay, we're bringing aid. International. Esau's the devil, man.
Wonderful thing.
Why does it need aid? They were fine.
That's right.
They were eating.
And even then, with the aid, it's usually tied aid, right? Which is why they'll say to countries like Uganda, look, man, we would give you that loan, but you guys kill
Guys keep
homosexuals.
killing them fucking cocksuckers
Yeah,
with
no?
salt swallows.
The devil, bro.
Preset.
Devil, bro.
Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. Aid. But war was in his heart.
Yeah, and that's a lot. Yeah, a lot of that aid. It's matters of it's building that reliance. So then it's just like, yo, they have and then it's like, because it says what? Give me control of like
The money.
the
wealth.
the money, the wealth. I can't remember the exact terminology.
You control the government here who makes the laws or something like
Yeah.
that.
So it's just like once you're controlling, if you're basically funding, keeping the government wheels of the government moving, then when you say, okay, well, I want this implemented, they ain't gonna say no.
Yeah.
They ain't got the capacity to.
Well, that's why he's got Jake dependent on him, right? Because now what you got Esau saying like, I'm gonna take away those goodies and be like, no, I'll do anything. Oh, you take the vaccine, otherwise we're gonna take away your money, your food, or whatever, what have you. And what do you see them women? I'm not gonna feed my kids, right?
The welfare queens and that.
Screaming about. That's what they're out there screaming about. Protesting. Just don't you dare cut that aid. You better keep that unemployment. It's like, nigga. Like, what is it? So that's what is that? That's what they call themselves kings. Kangs. Is that king minds like right there? Begging someone else to keep you in the game.
Oh, the beggar is subject to the lender. The borrower is subject to the lender. That's it. Yeah. Oh, it even says, my son, lead thou not a beggar's love, roughly paraphrasing, Sirach,
Yeah. Hey, what? You ain't gonna. You're done.
Done.
You got more on yours?
Yeah, his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Yeah, and that's how Esau always comes, man. Whenever you go to them press conferences, any war America's made, they're always out there fighting for freedom, democracy, bringing whatever, salvation to man them. But then in reality, what's actually going down? Man, when I don't know any time America ever brought anything other than destruction.
Yeah. I guess China and them should invade America to bring democracy, and press freedoms to to America and that.
Oppressed blacks and flashed up by the cops. And that's the funniest thing. Man had the one like Iran was sending for them.
Yeah.
Because you had the clip of Trump saying like, it's disgusting what Iran is suppressing its people. Then a man are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
That's why these Americans all puffed up like, we're the great. We've got the freedoms. I can't believe them other countries moving like that. But then in reality, what? It's the same shit.
Yeah.
America's doing the same shit. Them man out there bashing up the man them.
Is it done?
Bashing everyone up. Bare heads getting smashed
leaves
up.
now, innit?
Bare man were peacefully protesting. Man's getting tear gas shot into them, pepper sprayed and shit. I'm like, yo, y'all are getting fucked up. I thought y'all had freedom. Like, isn't it a right? Isn't it in the Constitution? What's going on? Right.
Little quick precept.
But then that's the reality. Esau's the devil, man. He's all that smooth words. In the end, it's all oppression, man.
Jump up, you got Psalm 55 still.
Yeah, that's
Jump
the
up to the second verse. It's
second,
an
yeah.
oppression, so
Yeah,
that's we're waiting for poetic justice. The justice that we're gonna come with is from our Lord and Savior. That the poems is from the scriptures, man. So poetic justice is coming from the Lord. Going up.
Psalms 55:2. It says, "Attend unto me, and hear me. I mourn in my complaint, and make a noise, because of the voice of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked."
Yeah, the oppression of the wicked. So you got Jake finally waking up to all the 400 and more plus years of hardcore bondage we served under this devil, and now they so-called want their rights and you know, their 40 acres and a mill. But that's not the end all and be all. We want, like we've been saying, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. We want to give these devils a taste of their own medicine, man. They got to serve the same sentence we served, man. Jeremiah 49:12 told you.
Double even.
Yeah, double, man.
The scripture said, because that's what I'm dealing with what the Lord wants. That's right. Who gives a fuck what I want? The Lord said he's gonna have y'all eat double.
That's it.
That means, you know, one lash you're gonna get two. And then understand that level is gonna be on a higher quality in the kingdom too. So you're gonna have man are gonna be spelling writing Hebrew in your back, man. Gonna be writing just like, what's your name again? It's gonna like, no, I messed it up. Let me start again.
Like in the Immortals when Zeus.
Oh yeah, man. I'm telling the niggas.
That's it.
I was upset.
Oh, preset.
Iron cords, man. Iron cords, bro.
Sirach 12 and 17. If adversary come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. Pretend to help you, but he's going to ultimately undermine you. Man. That's the
all
way
them,
of
all
the
them
devil.
actions. That's what it's been from days. It's never been a point in time where Esau's actually just gone out and you know, with no strings attached, just help someone.
That's it.
That don't happen.
That's what you did with the COVID so-called pandemic. Stimulus checks for everyone and all that. Everyone's getting free money, but you know, you don't know. Yo, shalom, yo,
But
Bashim, yo, shalom.
what's attached to that?
What's the small print?
That's the thing. Is a small print. It's a fucking 800-page piece of legislation. There ain't no one read no fucking 800 pages of shit.
Some
But then
size
in
10
there it'll be
font.
like, yeah, you know, military intervention. We can do this. You know, at this point we could repossess your house. Might be in there. I don't fuck you over, man. Because that's what it's all about. It's really with this whole COVID thing. It's kind of just like wiping out the middle class and like the smaller businesses just getting completely wrecked. It's like 2.5 months of no income. You're toast, man. Unless you got some big backing, unless you're making obscene levels of profit, like there's no way you're coming back after that. You're kind of toast.
Well, now they're saying all the private landlords are going to kick out a lot of tenants.
Yeah, they did the
Can't
thingy
pay their,
for you.
pay their rent.
But then it's like, even someone I know was like, yo, we're not paying rent, so we're trying to bargain on that shit. But at the end of the day, it's like, you need a place to stay. Everyone in London will pay, don't give a fuck. They need somewhere to live. You could, like, you have no bargaining chips.
You could squat, can't you?
Yeah, squat
Under a bridge.
But the police are getting antsy, mate. they want an excuse to kick someone out. But it's like, hey, that's the whole system is built. It's not built with the little man in mind. And that's the stupid thing about these fucking Americans, man. Man are like, you know, the vision of what the forefathers saw and blah, blah, blah. It's been corrupt. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck was America made for? How was it built? Y'all came there and massacred niggas, man. God damn. You wiped out whole
me for Jake. You know what I mean? Using chains.
Yeah, remember Jake was there. Yeah, man, are talking about, you know, the freedom of man to wipe the sweat of his own brow. And blah. I'm like, nigga, what the hell? You use the sweat of my forefathers' brows. That's what's getting used about some man. Are like, you know, all kinds of the islands. Man, are like, how's a Edomite even know what a sugarcane looks like? God damn, like man don't go no sugarcane, no goddamn
So we get
England.
Sirach 4:1. Sugar was like crack back then too.
it was.
Not for real.
Sugar was crack cocaine. If I was looking up, these devils are making money hand over fist. I was looking up these shipwrecks. They got the Santa Margarita. That shit had 9,000 ounces of gold on there. 300 and something ignorance of silver, pearls. They valued the ship about 13 million in today's money. So that's the kind of shit they were moving back then. And they said
one
that ship.
ship.
That's one, exactly, that's one ship. And they were constantly moving the ships backward and forward from the new world. So these devils of a man, we always talk about it. A lot of people don't understand numbers. A lot of you ask the average Jake, like, even if you ask AB, what's a billion? He's Mr. About Billions. He don't know. A billion is 1,000 million. And a million what? Thousand. These people get all impressed when they see someone's a millionaire. Ah, yeah, he's 10 million. That's nothing. You got men out there. You got families. That's another thing. They like to look at individuals. So you might look at an individual and go, oh, okay, he has like 50 billion. Well, you don't understand that. He has a brother. He has an uncle. And usually they have like a family that when you add their wealth together, phew, it's on a different level.
I've got a quick example because people have spoken about the difference between million and billion. It says 1 million seconds equals 11 and a half days. In comparison, a billion seconds equals 31 and 3/4 years.
That's right.
So a billion is that much more massive than a million.
All the wealth is all tied up. What's the beginning of wealth? Land.
And precepts. This is Zechariah 11 and 5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich.
Right, because that goes into these Edomites, because they possessed us, they slew us, man, indiscriminately. They treated us like animals, man. Kill us, man, whatever they want to do. They hold themselves not guilty, as in they're not gonna have to pay for that because they haven't paid. They haven't paid. They haven't paid money, and they got that. How have they paid? They haven't paid, man. These devils ran away with the loot, man. Right? And it says blessed. What did it say there? Blessed.
And it says, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich.
Right, because they're going on like it's a blessing, like they've done it in righteousness, man. And that's the kind of way that these devils, like these British devils, the British Empire, you know, colonization. They were some gangster shit that they were doing to the rest of the world. But they want to make it look like they've done good, that they've made their money fairly. They haven't made it fairly at all.
Or they help them nations that they've done that.
Or they help them nations.
Yeah.
But they've done nothing but steal from it.
Look, man, Jake
Built a hospital.
Jake built up London, man. Jake built up London to what it is to this day. You go down to the Sugar Museum, they'll tell you that. But then, what do we have to show for it? A carnival and some ghettos.
The word loot actually even comes from Indian, mean lot, right? So they actually got it from the Indian language because they went over there and looted it.
That's exactly what they did.
The thief.
It's Micah chapter 6 verse 10. It says, are there yet the treasures of wickedness in the house of the wicked, and the scant measure that is abominable? Shall I count them pure with the wicked balances and with the bag of deceitful weights? For the rich men thereof are full of violence, and the inhabitants thereof have spoken lies, and their tongue is deceitful in their mouth.
That's right. That's how Esau got what he got, man. Mainly through the sword. The sword and lying, man. All the way throughout the Americas. All them riches from the tip, you know, Argentina and all that, all the way back up to Canada, man. They stole them riches. Over there in Ghana, Nigeria, all them countries, Congo.
Yeah, Congo, boy.
Yeah.
The Gold Coast.
The Gold Coast.
Oh,
And then these Edomites will walk around today and act like the reason why them countries are in the condition they're in ain't got nothing to do with them. It's like, that's just how them people were. They were like that before we got there. They just don't know how to get their shit together. When you really break it down, Esau's always manipulating things with his NGOs and his organizations and his banks and his FBI, well, his CIAs and his MI6. Then they make these stupid ass films, make it look like James Bond is running around the world trying to save everybody. No, James Bond is setting up a fucking color revolution to get rid of a revolutionary leader in a country so these companies can come in and take the shit. That's what's really going on.
And it's
They don't wanna
recorded
get
history as well. Because Esau's made films about Panama, about various different things the CIA did. But people like to forget. Man like what's his name, Snowden and that come out. You know, you got whistleblowers, but you know, it's the propaganda arm, the Hollywood, it's too strong, man. Man is eating that propaganda up.
Esau tried to make this whole thing that we're going through about calling us niggas and a little police brutality. This goes deeper than, like I was talking to my brother right here in the car. I don't give a fuck if Esau called me a nigga, man. That's the least of the issues that we're dealing with out here. Niggas is poor. You know what I'm saying? But they made it where, well, I don't call you a nigga no more. I don't call you a nigga to your face. But you're still gonna put man in the ghetto and treat man like a nigga. I'm living like a nigga, but you don't wanna call me a nigga no more. Nah, bun that. We gotta start talking about the money more, cause that socio-economics, man. Socio-economics. Look at where we are. Look at the position socio-economically the so-called Negro is in America. The so-called Negro is in Britain. The so-called Negro is in France, Germany, Belgium. Socio-economics is where it's at, and you'll find that we're in the same socio-economic position we always ever was, which is at the bottom. And Esau ain't done nothing about that, man. He didn't pay no reparations to nobody.
He perpetuated it. He used to support, like Black Wall Street. That shit got carpet bombed. Like one. You know, it's
The
like
crack epidemic.
Yeah. Just by chance in Jake's communities. All these things Esau every turn. It's the same thing. You go back to the relationship.
Yeah, show
Cain
that,
and
man.
Abel.
That's how Esau
Jacob and
thinks.
Esau, that's it, what's the thing.
Hey, the brother show this on the camera, man. That's how Esau thinks, man. Mapped it out according to money, man. Brazil,
on the camera.
Brazil wood,
Okay, if you do this
Argentina
one
means
first.
silver,
He's on the camera.
Puerto Rico,
Yeah,
the
so-
port of riches. It was an
Grain
economic
Coast.
endeavor.
Can I give an example?
Gold
of the scriptures,
Coast,
bro?
Slave
Go
Coast.
Judges chapter 6.
That was West Coast. Can you do this one as well? Kind of good. Grain Coast, Gold Coast, Slave Coast. Okay.
And that's all assets right there that they stole. The gold, the grain, the people. Because the most valuable asset that Esau has is us. Even though he don't act like it. The most valuable asset you have is your slaves. A slave is worth more than gold. You don't believe me? Say you had one fucking person working in your house.
Yeah.
And you know how productive your household will become? Because time is money.
Well, you tell your slave to go get the gold, to go hammer out the gold.
Time is money.
And bring it
While
back
your
to
slave's doing one thing, that's one less thing that you got to do. Now you could do something else. It's increased productivity. One slave. You know how valuable that is? You know how much productivity that brings? So imagine you got the best slaves you could possibly ever have. You got the Israelites, all that talent. Just working for you. Innovation. Innovators.
I just want to bring this example out of Judges, right? This is what the Midianites did, but this is basically what Esau's done, right? It's Judges chapter 6, from verse 3. So it was when Esau had sown that the Midianites came up and the Amalekites, or Esau involved still, and the children of the east, even they come up against them, and they encamped against them and destroyed the increase of the earth till thou come unto Gaza, and left no sustenance for Israel, neither sheep nor ox nor ass. For they came up with their cattle and their tents, and they came as grasshoppers for multitude. For both they and their camels were without number, and they ended into the land to destroy it. And Israel was greatly impoverished because of the Midianites, and the children of Israel cried unto the Lord. Esau took us out of a position where we were self-sustainable. He took us from the west coast of Africa, right? We had everything,
Beer planting, man.
You know what I mean? But he's taking us out of that situation, put us in slavery, and then released us, made us free, and given us nothing. He greatly impoverished us, man. Because we know in the scriptures, man, that real wealth is, cattle, gold, silver, and all this kind of stuff there. And Esau's given us none of those things.
We came out of captivity with no property, man.
Yep.
Now, even in Egypt, when we came out of captivity, the Lord ain't dumb. The Lord, we had gold, silver, okay, slaves, because we had the mixed multitude. We had servants there. And then the Lord gave us a land with all the assets that's on the land, man. And then we take it from there. Esau released us like, you're a slave. Oh, you're free now. Well, you got to go back onto the same plantation and work for cheap labor.
Preset.
You know? That's not how it's supposed to go. And Esau knows that, man. That's why when they came out with the 48 acres and the mule, they said, yo, nah, we ain't gonna do that. Because they know that economic freedom, you can't be free unless you're socio-economically free. Even in the movie, they show you that. What was that movie with The Rock? Dwayne Johnson, he thinks he's a Samoan or something, but he's Jake.
Canadian.
Wow, Welcome to the Jungle. He show you that movie, Welcome to the Jungle. The Edomite had all them natives working in the mines and paying them like nothing. And he's like, look, man, the guy's like, why does it even matter if they get this whatever the hell, this giant gold statue that was priceless, right? He said, you don't understand, it's not about the statue. If they get that money from the statue, then why the hell they got to work for me? Then you got a choice. When you got options, we ain't got no options. Our options is to work for Esau, to work in his industry. We don't have our own industries or our own assets or our own lands to work on. We're in this man's situation, so it makes us dependent on him. So when you release a man out of captivity, but you own all the plantations and all the land, he got to come back on the plantation to work for you. He ain't got no options.
And when you try to step out, Esau, he hinders you, man. Because he don't want you having that
But
freedom.
Marcus Garvey wanted to take Jake. Shout out to Raz Allah, man. Wanted to take Jake on the Black Star Line. And what did they do? They undermined and even certain them KKK dudes that didn't know no better. They tried to help Marcus Garvey to get these niggas out of here. But the other crackers like, what the fuck are you talking? If we get rid of them, then who the fuck's gonna do all these menial jobs and shit that we
Well,
need?
the UK finding out, they want all the foreigners to come back and work for them after getting rid of them.
It's Italians that have left London. Man's trying to speak Italian to them. Like, niggas gotta leave, man.
Man's begging. Man's begging for man to
They
go.
didn't want that Ciroc 4 or what was it? Yeah, get that, man. Yeah, Esau's wicked, man, and we gotta talk about those things, man. Like, remember when Apostle Tahar was riding through them different areas in America? You had places with potholes that a fucking Luton van can fucking fall down into. Looking like something out of fucking 2020, man. 2012. Yeah? Sitting that sign out of 2012, man. Pure poverty. Ridiculous amounts of poverty. Everything's broken down, and that affects your mentality too when you're in that kind of surrounding, man. All over America, you got that, man.
Yeah, every state.
Every state, where Jake lives is just down and out. Ain't nothing there. It's just ain't nothing going on. Ain't much investment going on. You go to the cracker areas, they got money, they got things, they got their shit going on. Here in it, where are we at now? What ends are we at now, man? Up in these buttery ass areas, man. All these crackers that live around here. Where does Jake live? Really? Where does Jake live in London? The grimy ass areas, man. Dirty, moldy ass areas.
Again, not by choice. Hood shack.
They got mad farmland and all of it around here.
Yeah.
All owned by Esau, man.
So bare cows. Yeah, bare. You walk up there, bro. Bare, like those
Horses,
like 20 of them.
Up this bit over here, there's like big ranches and shit. Like jumbo size.
But they try to fool you with the TV and show a few celebrities and try and make that look like those celebrities are representative of the whole. But they're like, they don't represent the average Jake. The average Jake ain't living like Floyd.
Shit, everything.
Average Jake ain't living nowhere near like Floyd, man.
He wouldn't even be a drop in the bucket.
Where's our Monaco? Where's our Monaco, you know?
Shit.
You know how many European countries there are that's just known that just bare millionaires just live in the neighborhood?
Gstaad.
Yeah?
Gstaad, Switzerland.
Switzerland, all them areas.
£70 for a beer. Regular beer.
Marbella.
No, but no, just regular beer.
See some guy with
Anything that's known as luxury is not aimed at Jake, and that's for a reason. Luxury cruises, they're not aimed at Jake.
Jake go work overtime for that.
Yeah, Jake. You might go on a luxury cruise and might find a Jake there, but it's not the food ain't. Look, trust me, the whole luxury industry isn't aimed at Jake. It's aimed at who they know definitely has that kind of beat, which is the so-called white man. Come on, man.
So I ain't trying to sell no yachts to no Jakes.
What?
A yacht.
Yacht, ain't that a rapper?